remembering a Southport police officer killed in the line of duty. This morning we have team coverage tracking the latest developments in the death of Lieutenant Allan. From breaking details in that investigation to a growing memorial as our community shows our support. But before we get to that, our team coverage, we do have some breaking news in the death of Southport Lieutenant Allan. We've learned that police have arrested 28-year-old Jason Brown for shooting Allan yesterday. Now, he was arrested for that murder earlier today. Allan was responding to a crash yesterday afternoon on the south side when he was shot and killed. Now we want to get to our team coverage here in the 6:30 half hour of the death of Lieutenant Allan. We have team coverage, as you can see, Nicole Griffin. She's live at Southport where we have that growing memorial outside the police station for Allan. But we do want to begin with our Stephanie Wade. She's outside Eskenazi Hospital with the latest details on that suspect and how we got to today. Stephanie.
Yeah, Lauren, IMPD has just now released the name of the person who was arrested for shooting and killing Lieutenant Allan. That suspect, 28-year-old Jason Brown, is still here at the Eskenazi detention, along with the other person involved in the shooting. Now, it all began as a call for a car crash on Madison Avenue near Maynard Drive around 2:30 in the afternoon. The call was referenced someone was trapped in the car. You can see in this video it was flipped over. A witness at the scene says the driver was upside down in the vehicle when he began firing at Lieutenant Allan. That witness described hearing at least 20 shots fired. A Homecroft police officer and an off-duty Johnson County Sheriff's deputy returned fire and hit one of the people inside. The other person was taken into custody at the scene. Allan was then rushed here to Eskenazi Hospital in critical condition, but despite medical efforts, he was pronounced dead. Now, the two people who were inside the car were also taken here to Eskenazi, one for injuries after being shot, the other for injuries from the crash. Again, we are just now learning this morning the identification of the person arrested for Lieutenant Allan's murder. The suspect, Jason Brown, is being held here at the Eskenazi detention, awaiting further investigation by homicide investigators. And now that we know the name of the person arrested for shooting Lieutenant Allan, the question remains why? What led that suspect to open fire on the officer? RTV6's Nicole Griffin is live now in Southport with more on this for our continuing team coverage. And Nicole, I understand there is a memorial set up at the police department.
Well, good morning, Stephanie. Actually seeing this memorial in person on top of Lieutenant Allan's cruiser really makes this entire tragic situation hit home, and that memorial is continuing to grow here this morning with flowers and bears gathering on top of it. And knowing that Lieutenant Allan was just responding to a call to help someone and his life was taken makes this situation all more harder to deal with here for this community this morning. We do know now that Lieutenant Allan was not just an officer, he was a husband and a father. And one thing we are hearing from his brothers here at the police department, he loved and cared about this community. He spent the last 6 years serving as a member of the Southport Police Department, but he has a total of 20 years of experience in law enforcement. A big accomplishment for Lieutenant Allan. In 2015, he won Officer of the Year. He received that honor after saving a man's life at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. But that is not the only memory the police chief is recalling. He says Lieutenant Allan also went the extra mile and did not give up in order to save a woman's life after she overdosed.
She actually got away from the car. We couldn't find her. She was down by the creek bed. So he searched for about 2 hours in the rain to find her. So, yeah, I mean, that's just the kind of guy he was. He would go out of the way. And he was proud of what he did. His mom told me today he's always wanted to be a policeman, and he took that to heart.
The Southport police chief says Lieutenant Allan was a hard worker, and that showed every day he put on his uniform. He says yesterday was no different. He told us he simply responded to a crash with urgency to save a life, and tragically, he lost his zone. And as this memorial continues to grow here this morning, the Southport Police Department tells us here at RTV6 that they appreciate the love and support that the community is offering as they show up to work to continue protecting and serving this community, knowing they lost one of their brothers. We're live here in Southport. The this morning. Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
A growing memorial for a hero. Thank you, Nicole. Now we're also following the reaction of support. It's pouring in overnight for Lieutenant Allan. Several state leaders and other departments sending out their condolences on social media. Governor Holcomb tweeted, "My thoughts and prayers remain with the families, friends, and other law enforcement community as we mourn the loss of 2 public safety servants. Our officers are true Hoosier heroes and deserve our support now and always."